Thank you, Noemi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I am going to get started with the presentation. So these are your benefits that will be effective January 1st, 2021 until December 31st, 2021. So an agenda here on the screen of the items that we're going to be covering: your medical benefits with Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental offerings with Delta Dental of Arizona. Your vision is Delta Dental using iMed Network. Voluntary products for life insurance, disability, and of course we have Angela from Aflac that's going to speak to those products. And then I'll finalize with going over additional voluntary options that we have. Your open enrollment starts today and will end on the 23rd, which means we'd like you to complete your enrollment form and have it returned to Olina by November 23rd. So we may process and put everything in the system and everybody gets their ID cards by the first of the year. The benefits that we're reviewing do begin on January 1st, 2021, and you are going to be locked into those benefits for the entire 2021 plan year, unless you experience a qualified event. So on the screen here are some examples of those events: so marriage, divorce, birth of a child, loss of coverage, things of that nature. So that would prompt you to reach out to Jamel in the HR department and let him know that you would like to review your benefits. Now you do have 31 days from the date of the event to change any benefits, add, terminate, etc., things of that nature. Any questions on qualified events?
No, ma'am.
All right, in regards to eligibility, so all employees that have met their eligibility criteria are eligible for all of the benefits. Additionally, a legal spouse, a domestic partner, and children up to the age of 26 are also covered. And this is going to be for medical, dental, vision, life insurance, and your Aflac products that they're eligible for. We're going to go over the medical plans. So you have several medical plans to choose from. The first two on the screen here are PPO plans. These are the national network that encompass the entire United States. This is a plan that has the Mayo Clinic and the Phoenix Children's Hospital in the network. First plan here is a $3,000 individual deductible and a $6,000 family deductible. So on a high deductible health plan, all services are going to be subject to the deductible. So this is going to be your sick visits, your urgent care, emergency room, specialist visit. Any diagnostic visits are going to be subject to your deductible, and that will also include your pharmacy. What is not subject to your deductible on this plan is all of your preventative screenings, your age-appropriate screenings, your well man, well woman, well child checks. Any labs associated with preventative care are going to be covered without any out-of-pocket expense. Also, preventative drugs and FDA-approved contraceptives are also going to be covered without any out-of-pocket expense. I do have a list of those preventative drugs. If you would like to take a look at it, I can send it over to see if your particular preventative medication is going to be at no cost to you. So this plan, once you meet your deductible as an individual or family, you're going to go into that cost share or co-insurance. And Blue Cross Blue Shield at that point will start to pay towards your services, and then you pay 10% until you reach the out-of-pocket maximum. If in a calendar year you reach the out-of-pocket maximum, you're covered at 100%, either $5,000 as an individual or $10,000 as a family. You're covered all services, no additional out-of-pocket expense in a calendar year and within the network. So this is an HSA qualified plan as well. So we'll go over the HSA here in the next couple screens. Does anybody have any questions on this particular plan?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
So with the prescriptions, so if I have not met my deductible for the year and I have prescriptions, then my prescriptions are going to be subject to that deductible, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
So for prescriptions, what's going to happen for non-preventative drugs, you're going to pay the full retail cost of that prescription. There is a website called GoodRx. It's a really good tool to use either online or download the app to your telephone, especially since you're going to be paying the full cost of those non-preventative drugs. Type in the name of the prescription and your zip code, and it'll bring up the cost of that script in all the pharmacies that are within your area. It'll bring up the Fry's, the CVS, the Walgreens, Costco. It'll bring up every pharmacy that's within your zip code. So it's a really good tool to use. You can use your HSA dollars, HSA funds to pay for those scripts as well.
Because that one right there, if I do the 3,000, if I don't meet my deductible and my prescriptions, 3 of them are $197, I will pay that because it'll go towards my prescription. I have to meet that $3,000 deductible for what she just said.
That is accurate. So if it's a non-preventative medication, it's not in that preventative drug list, then you will have to pay the retail of that prescription until you meet your deductible.
Okay, so here's what I have. I have asthma and I use a rescue inhaler. Is that non-preventative or is that preventative?
That's a good question. I can look at the preventative drug list and I can email it over as well to see if it falls under preventative.
Yeah, that would be great because even with the good RX, it doesn't give me a discount enough that's beneficial for me.
Okay, so I can definitely look at the inhaler to see where it falls in the pharmacy.
Stop buying cigarettes.
I buy 3 packs of stuff like a week.
All right, we're going to move forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Sidebar. Okay, PPO 5,000. This is another high deductible health plan, so it's a little bit higher. It's 5,000 individual, 10,000 family. Again, you're going to go into that cost share once you meet that deductible. Your maximum out of pocket of this plan. So this is worst case scenario in a calendar year as an individual or as a family. $6,350 as an individual, $12,700 as a family. Again, all services on this plan are going to be subject to your deductibles. That's your non-preventative prescriptions, your doctor visits, diagnostic doctor visits, urgent care, emergency room. That's all subject to your deductible. So again, you use your HSA dollars to pay for those services. Similar to the other plan, what's not subject to your deductible is going to be all of your preventative work. So preventative labs, age-appropriate exams for men, women, and children. That's going to include your flu vaccine. Your flu vaccine is considered a preventative, so that's part of that. As we start to age, the pneumonia vaccine, the shingles vaccine, that's all going to be part of preventative as well. Again, the preventative medications are covered and FDA-approved contraceptives. Question?
Just a sidebar question. Is a colonoscopy considered preventative?
At age 50, absolutely.
Well, that means almost all of us could get one.
I see a field trip in the future.
That sounds like a party. Maybe we get a group discount.
Well, it's free, but maybe you guys can get a group discount on the Uber or the party bus.
I think you're giving her more information than she needs.
I smell party bus soon.
Yeah.
Don't say I smell a party bus after colonoscopy.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Okay, so again, just to reiterate on these 2 high deductible health plans, these are HSA qualified plans. And then I will go over the HSA information here in the next couple of screens. Does anybody else have any questions on this?
No.
Okay. So the next plan here is the PPO 6500. So this is a different network. This is now called the Alliance Network. So the Alliance Network encompasses the Maricopa County. So if you're enrolled on this plan and you have dependents outside of Maricopa County, whether they be away at school or just live outside of the zip code, of the Maricopa County zip codes, they will default to the national PPO network. So if you have kids away at school or dependents out of the state or again out of the Maricopa County area, they will default to the PPO network, which is the one that we just went over on those 2 plans. Okay, so nobody should be going out of network to see providers on any of these 2 plans. If you live in the state of Arizona in the Maricopa County and you accidentally go to Mayo on this plan, you will be responsible for the out-of-network cost. Mayo is not included in this plan. It is included in the other 2 plans, but not this plan. If you have dependents and you accidentally go to Phoenix Children's Hospital and it's not a true emergency, you will be subject to out-of-network cost. Phoenix Children's Hospital is covered in the other two plans. In this plan, we have all the major hospitals. We have Banner, we have University Medical Center, Honor Health, Scottsdale Shea, Cardin's Children in the East Valley and the North Valley. So you have a lot of providers. And then, of course, all the urgent cares labeled Banner all throughout Arizona. They're on every corner like Circle K's now. So you have providers. There's also a map information that went to you in regards to where the coverage is, etc. I can resend all that information so you can take a closer look at it if you would like. Or if you have questions on how to find a provider, I can also help with that. So I'm going to go over this plan. So the deductible of this plan is an individual $6,500 and the deductible as a family is $13,000. Now, if you've met that deductible in your calendar year, you've also met your out-of-pocket maximum. So at that point, you would be covered at 100% with no additional out-of-pocket cost within the network in that calendar year. Preventative care services are covered at 100%. So again, those age-appropriate exams, that party bus colonoscopy, that's going to be covered at 100%. You know, age-appropriate exams, blood work, flu shots, shingles vaccine, pneumonia vaccine, that's all going to be covered under preventative. Office visits on this plan. So if you have to schedule a sick visit or walk-in clinic to the Minute Clinic, the Little Clinic, any of those walk-in clinics, it's going to be a $30 copay. Specialist visits are going to be $65 and you can self-refer to specialists. Urgent care is going to be $75 per visit and your emergency room visit is $250. Now keep in mind if you go to the emergency room and you have to be admitted, which means you'll be spending the night, one or two things is going to happen. You're going to pay the $250 and it's going to go towards your deductible, or they're going to waive it all together and you're going to start to pay towards your deductible. Okay. Pharmacy. So you have co-pays available on this plan before your deductible for all prescriptions. So your generic drugs, so typically some of those generics run $4 at the local pharmacy. You're going to pay always the lesser of up to $10 on those generics. Your preferred brand name medications, $35. Your brand name non-preferred medication are going to be $60 or $120, depending on the type of medication. I also have the pharmacy list that applies to the copays, so I can send that over as well. Then under then under specialty, you have 4 additional tiers. So if you're on any type of specialty medication, infusion therapy, there's 4 additional tiers, and I'll send that. That's available on your SBCs. You can take a look at those, and I also have the specialty drug list. So as takeaway for me, I have to send over the preventative drug list for the high deductible health plans or the HSA qualified plans, and then the list of all pharmacy.
That would be great, Leticia, because we're noticing a difference in that, was it 25-page attachment that Elena sent us? This plan is printed differently on that attachment than what you're showing us on the screen here. With respect to prescriptions.
How is it printed differently?
It says co-pays after deductible in that orange box.
Okay.
Like the other 2 plans.
Okay, is it the PPO 6500 at the top?
Yes.
Okay, so that is a typo. That does not apply to this plan. So this plan is not subject to deductible for prescriptions. Only the high deductible health plan, with the exception of the preventative care or preventative drugs.
Okay.
Are chiropractors covered under this program?
Are what?
Chiropractors?
Yes, chiropractic services or manipulation therapy, it is covered.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's going to be covered under the specialist copay. And it's unlimited, so you can go as many times as you need to go to a chiro.
I like that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Any other questions on the 3 medical plans?
Yeah. In network.
I don't think so.
All
Real
right.
good.
So
It's like a deposition, you know, everybody's just shaking their heads. You actually can't document it.
Okay, we're going to move over to the HSA or the health savings account. So the health savings account, there are a few qualifiers for the health savings account. Number one, you have to enroll in a high deductible health plan, which you have two to choose from here. So you have the PPO 3000 and the PPO 5000. Those are your two high deductible health plans. So what qualifies as a high deductible health plan is no copays at all. So zero copays. So that's a high deductible health plan. You pay first dollar in all services. So that's one of the qualifiers to open your HSA account. The second one is you cannot be covered under any part of Medicare. So if you are Medicare age, but not covered under Medicare, you can enroll in an HSA. Very important there. And then you can't be covered under a spouse's plan, a domestic partner's plan, a TRICARE, or any other type of plan that has co-pays before the deductible. So if there's a copay to see the doctor, if there's a copay for the urgent care, if there's a copay to pharmacy before your deductible, you're excluded from being able to open an HSA account. Now, mind you, we're not going to be policing that. So if you enroll in a high deductible health plan and you put dollars in your HSA and you are covered under another type of plan, we're not policing that. That is up to you. There is an IRS form that goes out at the end of the year from the bank that we use. UMB Bank. So that is up to you to, be honest about it. So if you have dual coverage, that's fine. We're not going to be policing that. And then
Do
another.
you monitor, if we just have the HSA through you, do you monitor it and shut it off once you reach that $3,600 individual and then the extra $1,000 if you're 55 plus?
Yes.
Do you shut off the deductions so
Yes.
I won't have to mess with it?
Yes, we monitor that. So you'll make your elections on your form, and you'll however you want to max it out. And once you hit that max, yeah, we'll stop the contribution, so you don't have to pay that extra 40% on anything above those amounts.
So, Stacey, I have a question for you. I see that UMB is the bank that you work with. If we already have an HSA with another bank, can we continue to keep it?
You can. I'll defer to Noemi on how we typically handle that. She's still on the line? Yes.
Oh, yes, I am, Leticia. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
So he has an HSA account outside, obviously not with UMB Bank. Would we be able to fund that account, or how do we handle that internally?
So what we would recommend is you can do one of two things. We do recommend, if you are able to open one with UMB for your new funds going forward, because we have it set so that it's an electronic format going into your savings account with them. If you do have an existing account, we can look at direct depositing into that account. What bank do you have that with?
HSA Bank. When Steve has one with Desert Schools.
Desert Federal Credit Union.
Okay. Yeah, actually, starting in 2021, we are able to direct deposit into your own health savings account. So I would just need the routing number and the account number that you would want us to, and the amount that you want us to direct deposit into that. That actually is changing. This year, we have to go do it through UMB in order for it to be electronically. But in 2021, we are able to start direct depositing into your account.
So it's not a big deal.
Because we don't start till 2021.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Noemi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so speaking of contributions, so somebody already pointed out the maximum $3,600 as an individual, $7,200 as a family. So under IRS rules, a family is considered 1+. So it could be 1+ a spouse, domestic, or a child, or an entire family. If you're 55 plus, you can add an additional $1,000, making it $4,600 and $8,200. Some of you HSA users already know this, but this is your money. It stays with you and it goes with you. There is no use it or lose it provision with the HSA. You can roll it over year over year. With UMB Bank, I know there are investment opportunities. Once you reach $1,000 threshold in that account, you can start to invest those dollars in money market accounts similar to a 401k. And any interest earned on those dollars are going to be tax-free. So there's no taxes on that interest earned. And then as we start to age, we can use those dollars to pay for medical services, Medicare premiums. We can withdraw similar to a 401k, and that's also going to be at tax-free. So a really good way to save for your future health needs for yourself, your spouse, and any qualified dependents. And of course, you can use the HSA dollars to pay for all your medical services, your prescriptions, your dental, your vision, anything your doctor can write you a script for, you can use your HSA dollars. So it's a really good benefit. Does anybody have any questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, with UMB, how does, upon death, if there's a balance left in that HSA, how does that work with UMB?
What do you mean, how does that work? So it just rolls over.
To be a beneficiary.
So it'll go to a beneficiary?
Yeah, so there can be, but typically this is what I personally did. I just put everything in a trust and named everything in the trust so that whomever the trustee and the beneficiaries are within that trust, that's who gets the money in that account.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're going to move over to the flexible spending account. So your plan number 3, that's the $6,500 deductible plan. You can enroll in that one and enroll in this account, the flexible spending account, or you can enroll in this by itself and not enroll in any of the other benefits or the medical benefits. So flexible spending account is similar to an HSA. It is pre-tax deductions that come out of your check. For the flexible spending account, your maximum is going to be $2,500. Anything in excess, and it has a maximum rollover of $500. So a little different than an HSA. The maximum rollover is $500. Also, if you leave the company, you do not take it with you. It's turned off, or so you don't get to carry that forward into your new job or the following year, etc. The other thing with this card is that the amount that you elect is front loaded on the card. So once you get your Visa card, whatever amount you selected is going to be ready to use beginning of the year. If you know you have expenses coming up, you're paying for dental services, vision, LASIK, you can set aside those dollars in this account and then it's payroll deducted throughout the calendar year. Just be mindful of that $500 maximum rollover. Anything in excess of $500 on December 31st of that current plan year will be lost. So if you need to make a quick, calculation as far as copays are concerned and how much you're going to be spending throughout the calendar year, that's probably a good thing to do. Or if you're going to try it for the first time, maybe just the $500 so you don't lose any of that money. Any questions?
So I understand it correctly. You said it's front loaded. So January 1st or January 2nd, if someone signs up for this, they now have $2,500 accessible there if that's what they choose, and can use it immediately, and then they spend the rest of the year paying it back.
That is correct.
So it's like a 0 interest loan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
That's pretty weird.
And it's a pre-tax deduction, so it helps lowering your taxable income as well.
Okay. Just as long as they don't quit.
Yeah, if they leave, then if they leave and have money left on that card and we've collected and they haven't used, though, they've lost out. They can COBRA the benefit if they choose to do so, but rarely do people COBRA the FSA.
But if somebody were to say put $2,000 on that card, use it, and leave, does CDR then pursue them to get paid that money back?
No, Amy, I don't think so.
No, if somebody leaves in the middle of the year, they don't have to pay that back.
I'm kind of ashamed I said that out loud now in front of all my employees.
Yeah, it is a, it is a use it or lose it on the other side too. So if, somebody ends up with a, $800 leftover balance that they didn't use, only $500 roll over, so they do lose the other $300. So, it balances out for that reason, but yeah, that's not something that we normally announce, but yeah, that's how it works.
Yep, that's a good
You
observation.
and I have to talk offline to see if that's something that CBR then comes after Ethos to pay back.
No, we do not. Yeah, no, this is strictly a CBR plan that that we run the risk on, not your company.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All great questions and comments. Thank you, guys. So we're going to move on to the resources with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So this is going to be your telemedicine provider beginning of the year. So Blue Care Anywhere. You will get additional information in your welcome kit when you get your ID card. It is medical, counseling, and psychiatry, telephonic Skype services that are at zero copay to you. The other thing that I forgot to mention in regards to your medical plans is if you're able to schedule your doctor visits or specialist visits virtually, which means it's let's say you have to schedule an appointment with your doctor to do a med check before they renew your prescription, and you can do it virtually, it's going to be at zero copay, regardless of what plan you're enrolled in. So that is until the end of the pandemic. So again, if you have to schedule your regular doctor visits or your specialist visits on any of the medical plans and you do it virtually, there are no copays until the end of the pandemic. The Blue Care Anywhere here on the screen, this is your
Is that true with all the plans?
That is correct.
Just until it's okay.
That is correct. That is true with all of the plans. So this here on the screen, this is your telemedicine provider. So this is, I am traveling, I'm not feeling well today. Typically when we go somewhere is when we start not to feel well. This is going to be a certified physician that's going to answer the phone and go over your symptoms with you. If you need a new prescription for your inhaler, you can call this number and they can write the script to the pharmacy that's closest to you. If you know that you have pink eye and you wake up with those crusty eyes, you can call the telemedicine provider. They'll take a look and say, yep, here's the prescription to the pharmacy closest to you. Rashes, insect bites, cold, flu, earaches, UTIs. Typically we know the symptoms and we can call providers and tell them and they can write the prescription. So it's really good service and it's zero copay right now. And then counseling services and psychiatry services are also available right now, telephonically Skype with zero copay. And if you use either the counseling or psychiatry, you get to keep that same provider until the termination of the treatment plan, or they refer you out to an inpatient or a facility or an in-person provider. So really good services there to take advantage of. Any questions on the Blue Care Anywhere? Okay.
No, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's excellent service. So we're going to go over the PPO dental plan. So you do have dental plans to choose from. So the first one here, and both of these plans are with Delta Dental, and then the HMO is Delta Care USA. So PPO based plan. So this is your typical dental plan where you have an allowance to use towards your dental services. So in this plan, it's $1,500 to use towards your services for yourself and every family member enrolled. So each person enrolled gets $1,500 to use. If you have children under the age of 19, they have an additional $1,000 to use towards child orthodontia, and that's a one-time lifetime benefit per child. And then on this plan, the preventative care services, that's going to include your cleanings twice a year, your emergency extractions, emergency visits, cavities, that's going to be covered at 80%. You're going to pay 20% of cost. Major services is going to be endodontics, periodontics, root canals, implants, crowns, dentures. That's going to fall under major services, and you're going to pay 50% of the cost. If you utilize the basic services or the major services, you will be subject to a one-time deductible of either $50 or as an individual or $150 as a family. If you never use the basic or major services, you'll never have to pay that deductible. Any questions on this plan? I do want to mention one other thing on the preventative care services. So if you have any type of heart disease, coronary heart disease, you do get a third cleaning at no cost to you. And it is on the honor system, which means the dentist does not need to see any medical information. You just tell them you qualify for that third cleaning at no cost. Next, we're going to go over the DHMO plan. So this is a dental plan that requires you to select a primary care dentist. You can change that dentist at any time. If you're enrolling in this plan and you do not select a dentist, Delta Care USA will assign one based on your home zip code. But there again, you can change the dentist at any time. Now, if you enroll yourself, spouse, and children, each person may have their own dentist as well. If you're enrolling children that are up to the age of 8, they will be eligible for pediatric dentistry. Any children over 8, it's a regular dentist. So very important there, because any child that goes to pediatric dentist over age 8, it will not be covered. So on this plan, you get your cleanings twice a year. Your additional cleanings on this plan are going to be $45. And then all of your other services are on a fee schedule. So no deductible on this plan and no annual maximum. So this is a multi-page document that was attached also. It's called, I think at the top it says Keep Smiling. That plan, it has all of the dental codes that you can think of. So your additional cleanings, teeth bleaching, dentures, crowns, child orthodontia, adult orthodontia, all of that is going to be listed in that fee schedule. And then that is your out-of-pocket cost. Now remember, you can use your HSA dollars or your FSA dollars to pay for those services. And I believe the adult orthodontia is $2,100 and the child orthodontia is $1,900. And that's your total out-of-pocket expense. It's not a benefit towards the service, but your complete cost. So this is an example of the fee schedule. Everybody should have this as well. You're just going to look at the dental codes and see, you know, what you need to have done and what it's going to cost you. And of course, you can use these services all year long. Any questions on the 2 dental plans?
I'm not sure we got that page in our package. Is it?
It's a multi-page, so I can send it over when I send over the script information.
Okay, that'd be great.
So SBC's scripts.
Is that a separate page from a separate attachment from our packet?
It's a multi-page. It is a multi-page document that it'll say "Keep Smiling" on it,
Okay.
and dental benefit, dental DHMO. Okay. Did you get the PPO, the Delta Dental PPO?
I think so. I'm looking at emails now. If I can find the right email from Elena.
Okay. While you scroll through your emails, I'll continue. So you'll also have access to Delta Dental Online. So in your benefit guide that Alina sent over, you also have a page in there that guides you through how to find a provider for both the PPO and the DHMO. Delta also has an app you can download to your telephone, so you can find providers, check how much of the balance of your benefit you've used, and download your ID cards as well. You will get 2 ID cards if you enroll in the PPO plan. You will get 2. They're kind of soft laminated type cards. They're not your typical credit card looking cards. They're soft cards, and you'll get 2. And you can go online and print additional cards or request additional cards if you need more. All right.
You don't need to send that Keep Smiling. We do have that
Okay,
attachment.
All right, so let me take that off my list. The next plan is your vision plan. This is provided by Delta Dental using the iMed, and the network is called Insight, and that's also going to be in your benefit guide. Your exams is available every 12 months, and you can schedule those anytime during the 2021 calendar year. Your frame allowance is available. Frames available every 12 months, and that allowance is $120, and then a 20% discount above $120. Your lenses, your plastic single, bifocal, or trifocal, are going to be at a $10 copay. Your contact lenses, you have an $80 allowance to use towards that those contact lenses, and then a 15% discount above that. Medically necessary contact lenses are going to be covered in full. And then there is additional benefits. I believe the benefit summary also went out. So if you or anyone enrolled in the plan have diabetes, there's additional diabetic benefits at no cost. So take advantage of those if you need them. All right, next we're going to go over the life insurance. So the company is going to provide $10,000 of life and accidental death and dismemberment for each employee. So there's a beneficiary form that was sent out. We do need to collect that beneficiary form from everybody. Keep in mind the state of Arizona is a community property state, which means if you're legally married in Arizona, your spouse should be your first beneficiary, and thereafter it can be whomever you would like. And then we're going to go over the voluntary life insurance. So the voluntary life insurance is available to all employees working 20 plus hours. You can purchase 5 times your annual earnings up to $500,000. And for your spouse, you can purchase up to $100,000 or not to exceed 100% of the employee optional life. And for children, it's $10,000. Now, the guarantee issue is going to be 5 times your annual earnings up to $200,000, and that is without any medical underwriting. So this is on top of what the company is offering. This is voluntary life insurance, and it is at a really good discount because it is a large group plan. I was at a meeting earlier this morning, and we had a 23-year-old whose $10,000 of life insurance was 88 cents a month, which is, why wouldn't you buy it, right? 88 cents a month for $10,000 of life insurance. It's a really good rate. For your spouse, the guarantee issue is $25,000, and for children, it's $10,000. And then with the MetLife plan, there is no benefit reduction. So whatever you purchase, you keep that same amount until the termination of the policy. Any questions on the life insurance?
You have a pricing sheet on that?
Yes, it should have been attached as well. It's a multi-page document. At the very top, it says MetLife and is blue and green. If you didn't get it, I can send it over as well.
I actually have a question about the vision that we didn't get that.
Okay.
If we can go back for a second.
Of course.
Are we capable of getting glasses and contacts?
So how that works is if 1 year you're going to use your frames and your lens benefit. So you're going to go in for your exam, get your frames and your lens benefit. You can get contact lenses that same year at a 40% discount off retail.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the following year, you can go get your contact lens and use the full $80 benefit, use your frame benefit, and then get 40% off the lenses for your frames. So it's going to be in lieu of each other.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, yeah, that's.
All right. We're going to move on to the short-term disability and long-term disability with MetLife. So these disability products are designed as paycheck protection, and they cover you off the job. So this is for off-the-job illness or injury. The short-term disability starts to pay at the 14th day of hospitalization, accident, or injury. It covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $1,000 a week. The earnings are figured as base, commission, and salary under MetLife, and the duration on this plan is 11 weeks. The long-term disability, should you purchase it, it is going to be start at the termination of the short-term disability policy or the 90th day. Again, it covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $7,500 a month. And the long-term disability lasts until age 65 or normal Social Security retirement age. Both of these have a pre-existing condition limitation called a 312, which means if you saw a provider, took medication, or were diagnosed with a condition 3 months prior to the effective date, and you went out on leave in 2021, it would be excluded from being paid for 12 months. If it's something completely different, then that would be okay or paid. All right, we're going to go over a couple more items, and then we have AFLAC to go over their exciting benefits. So this is your employee assistance program. You do have two to choose from, called EAP. The first one is called Support Link. So the EAP is a hotline you have at your disposal to go over anything that you'd like to talk to. If you're having issues with a coworker, with a spouse, with the kids, you know, just dealing with life every day. If you're buying a house, selling a house, anything that is weighing on you, it's a really good option, really good resource to call somebody, have those face-to-face consultations, Skype visits, and you can have 3 of those per incident. If you need to go past the 3 visits, they will refer you out to a in-person provider. So you have those resources available to you at no cost. And this is for every single person that is part of the group, and also for your dependents. There are additional resources on the website. There are some self-help videos, classes you can take, discount programs to purchase airline tickets, travel, you know, car rentals when we're able to travel and go to theme parks. There's also discount tickets for that, gift cards. They're really good resources at no extra cost to you. The next plan here is called MetLife Advantage. So this is another EAP type service. So again, it has those counseling services available for yourself and your family members. Additional to those face-to-face consultations, you have counseling, funeral assistance programs, planning services, simple will preparation. It also has travel assist programs. So if you should travel 100 miles outside of your home zip code and run into an issue, or out in a different country and you need medical assistance, it's a good resource to have on hand. You can go on to the website. There's information in your packet here on the screen. You can go to the MetLife EAP lifeworks.com and register, and you have all those resources at no additional cost to you.
Are these plans, or is this something that's already included with just with being CVR, or is this something that is an additional premium on an employee?
So the support link is at no additional premium. The MetLife Advantage is provided through the life insurance with MetLife.
Okay.
So no.
And since as an employer we're providing $10,000 of coverage, I mean it's already included.
Yes, the EAP, the MetLife is included in that $10,000.
Okay.
So it's no additional cost. So it's just an enhanced benefit.
Yeah. So both of these are already available to all the employees.
That is correct. Okay. Next we have Angela, and she's going to go over some of the exciting AFLAC plans that are being offered.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but I do want you guys to understand we do have brand new offerings this year, and very exciting, very rich in benefits, lower in premium than what we've had in the past. As far as with AFLAC, please remember that these are benefits that pay you directly, not hospitals and doctors. So they are benefits that are meant to help you cover your out-of-pocket expenses. What we have this year, we have an accident plan, helps you cover a lot of the out-of-pockets associated with being injured, and it is 24/7 coverage. So it's on or off the job. You can cover family members, so a spouse, children. There's money in there for hospitalization, diagnostic exams like CT scans, MRIs. With that one, that is something that also has a wellness per person now per year. So when you guys take your little party bus to get your colonoscopies, that one is covered. So you get money back on that. We also have hospital plan. With the hospital plan, it's going to provide coverage for any reason that you end up in the hospital. So that is one. Do know that I believe it's already been sent out, but we do have a way to schedule you guys for one-on-one follow-ups so that we can review your older coverage if you are currently signed up, and then show you the differences and what the new premium would be. So it was a time trade link, but we'll definitely make sure if that's not out that we'll get that out. Because, with this being open enrollment, one of the great things right now as well, all of these plans are guaranteed issue. So we also have a critical illness plan. In the past, I know we offered policies that had the cancer and then kind of the other critical illnesses, so the heart attack and stroke. Those were offered on a separate policy. Now it's all on one policy. And we can do either a $15,000 or a $30,000 lump sum benefit for you. And then your spouse and children would receive half of that. So that is something, it's definitely worth kind of looking into that. And then we do have a short-term disability policy that we would be happy to discuss with you as well. But that's kind of what we have going on. And like I said, we're trying to get everybody scheduled for one-on-one follow-ups, and that's being done with that time trade link, which I believe, has that already been sent out? Leticia, do you know that?
It has been sent out, and it's also, I'm also going to bring it up here on the next screen after we go over the coverages.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
So,
So are there any quick questions on what I just covered? I know it was kind of quick.
Oops, sorry, too fast.
Too fast, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, so we are going to be contacting everybody as well. We have a list and we're trying to contact everybody with that. There is the time trade link that's up on the screen now. Once you do that, you schedule a time and we'll call you. Usually it only takes about 10 or 15 minutes for us to review what we are offering versus what you guys have. And then we can help you right there online, get signed up for the new policies. And then the last piece there is if anybody does have questions or needs help with claims or anything, there is Jose, which is our district manager. That's his phone number and email. Please feel free to reach out if anybody does need anything regarding AFLAC. And I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela. So just to recap what Angela just said, if you have your existing AFLAC policies, I would highly recommend a one-on-one with Jose or somebody from his team to go over what the new benefits starting 1/1/21 would look like and the potential savings there. So it is going to be at a group savings and group benefits. So it's going to provide you with enhanced benefits and less cost. So it's definitely worth the consultation there. Can you confirm that you received the additional AFLAC handout that has Jose's information and the link, this time trade link on it?
We're looking.
Okay. All right, well, you look through that. I'm going to go over the rest of the voluntary offerings. We have the pet health care that's available. So the pet health care does cover dogs, cats, birds, rabbits, ferrets, pocket pets, reptiles. They do not cover fish. I did ask and they said no. So the pet health care is a voluntary program that you may enroll your pet in. So there is a flyer that also went out to you. You do have to enroll online, and the cost is $11.66, I believe, for one pet, and then it differs if you have more than one that you want to cover. So the benefit is provides discounts. It provides for veterinary visits, for medications, really good discounts on those. I didn't know that pet prescriptions were more expensive than human prescriptions, but they are. So it provides a really good benefit. When you go to the website, you can type in the zip code that you're in or maybe the veterinarian that you use and see if they're already part of the United Pet Care program. Next benefit here is going to be the legal shield.
Good question.
Yes.
Is there a waiting period?
For the pets?
Yeah.
No. So on the pets, That's a really good question. So no pre-existing condition limitation and no breed exclusion. So if your pet has something going on now, you sign up beginning of the year coverage, they can be treated and seen immediately. So no, there's no waiting periods for that service.
Okay, cool.
Next, we have the Legal Shield and ID Shield. So the Legal Shield is a suite of attorneys that you have at your disposal to help with many things. So contract review, litigation, emergency services, trial defense attorneys. They can help with living wills, power of attorneys. And then they have a suite of library documents that you have access to as well. Identity theft helps protect you against just that, identity theft. They monitor your credit, the dark web, the World Wide Web, to make sure nobody is trying to assume your identity and ruin your good name. They also assist in the event that you become a victim, or you fall a victim of identity theft, or currently and you enroll in this, they will help with helping restore that. So you can enroll in either one of the benefits, two of the benefits for yourself or for your family. So you should have also received a flyer for that.
And it's included in the premium?
What was that?
It has its own premium.
It's an added premium?
Yes, there is. These are voluntary programs with added premium. They are payroll deducted, post-tax deducted for the pet health care, the legal, and the identity shield. Those are all post-tax deductions. Okay, we're going to go.
The premiums that we have on our handout, that's a per month premium?
So yes, so that's going to be monthly for the pet, legal shield, and ID shield. Yes, so depending on how many times you get paid for the year, you do times 12 divided by 26 or 24 or 52 if it's weekly, and that's going to be your per pay period deduction.
Okay, so these are the monthly. All right. So yeah, I mean, lifelong together, each $1 a month. So these are competitive.
Yep. Now keep in mind you do have some of those similar services provided by MetLife as well that are included in that program due to your employer sponsoring the life insurance. So you have some of those benefits already built in. These are just some enhanced or optional benefits as well. Okay, next step. So we'd like to get everybody to complete at least 2 items, if nothing else. The enrollment form, that's where you have your name and you're going to list all of your dependents. You're going to pick your medical plan, your dental plan, your vision plan, and that's your enrollment form that we need returned. And then the other piece that we need returned from everyone without exception is your life insurance beneficiary form. So those are the 2 things that we absolutely need back from everyone to complete your enrollment by November 23rd. All other coverages are going to be voluntary, and if you're not enrolling, we don't need anything back. If you are going to be enrolling in the voluntary life, short-term or long-term disability, that's that second MetLife form. If you're enrolling in the pet health care, ID shield, or legal shield, you do those online, and then we will get a notice so we know to payroll deduct that. Then if you're going to be reaching out to AFLAC or having a one-on-one consultation with AFLAC, we would like you to do that as soon as possible as well, so we can start those deductions beginning of the year and make sure that that's a smooth transition there as well. If you're enrolling in
Leticia,
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was wondering if you, when you're done with this part, if you can bring up the deduction worksheet. I want to go over the month in advance collections.
Yes, I can do that now. I'm just going to pause the screen shortly and bring up that form.
So while she's bringing it up, I will start a bit of an explanation on how we collect for the medical plan. Because we collect the company's contribution on one side and the employee's deductions, to come up with 100% of the premium, all of the invoices are due on the 1st of every month. And so what we do is we collect what we call a month in advance, meaning that right now all of the November deductions from the employees and collections are to pay for the December 1st invoice for the December coverage. So because you are going to be a brand new group to CDR, and we technically will not have the month of December for us to collect via payroll because we're not processing any payrolls in 2020. I do need to explain what we will do in 2021 to bring you current with the extra month that we need to collect. Because in a sense, in January, we need to start collecting not only for January, but also for the following month for February. So what we discuss is spreading that over 4 paychecks, meaning that that you will have your normal deduction that's listed here on this enrollment form, plus 1/4 of a deduction for 4 paychecks to bring that current to be a month in advance. So, for example, if one of you is looking to elect, let's go with the Alliance PPO 6500 plan. You know, that one is showing $62.52 per pay period. So these amounts that are listed are per paycheck. This is exactly what we would be deducting from your paycheck on your medical, dental, vision. So if you take the $62.52 times 2 paychecks, because that would cover 1 month, you know, we need to collect $125.04. So then we would divide that by 4 paychecks. And so the collection that you would see, the deduction that you would see on your paycheck if you elect the Alliance PPO 6500 plan would be $62.52 plus $31.26 for 4 checks. And then after the 4th collection's done, then it'll come down to the $62.52. It'll be the normal amount. And this only applies to your medical plan. It does not apply to your dental, vision, or any other voluntary benefits that you might be electing. So it is only medical. So I want to make sure that you understand that the first 4 paychecks from us are going to have a little bit of an extra deduction. But if I remember correctly, I believe that these rates are, you know, lower than what you might be paying now. So hopefully that makes up some of that difference. Any questions on that?
Nope. Does that mean in December we pay less? No.
Yeah, in December
I need to look and see currently within the payroll that we're doing now if we're doing in advance or in arrears.
Okay.
And when revised deductions take place relative to when we pay the bill, and then if anybody that's currently on a plan may have a refund if we're doing it in advance. I need to go back and look. It's been going on so long, it's hard to remember.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean. Yeah. So if you are collecting in advance already, you know, obviously that would be helpful, just because then at that point we can collect from the company that month in advance instead of from the employees. If you have the December collections that you deducted and are keeping for the 1/1 invoice. If you don't, if you confirm that you are just paying the collections in December for the December coverage, then that's when this extra collections will apply. And somebody asked about December, and CDR is not going to be processing any paychecks in 2020. So we're not going to be processing any payroll checks or deductions or anything or collections in December at all. Everything for us starts fresh at the beginning of the year, because we want to make sure that you close your W-2 and your earnings for 2020 as they are now, and then we start fresh with your 2021, you know, earnings and payments, so that when we produce the W-2 for 2021, it's the entire year. So, so that's why I was explaining that if you're currently not collected in advance, then we would be doing 1 1/4 of your medical collection.
Right. So 2021, we're paying 13 months for insurance for 12-month period.
Right.
No, because what will happen is, since we are going to be, you know, collecting the month in advance in January, we're going to be collecting January and February. Then next year, in October, we're going to have an open enrollment meeting, and you're going to, you know, we're going to have another meeting very similar to this one, and then you're going to make your elections for 2022, and we're going to change those deductions in December, because by then we will be processing your paycheck. So next year it won't be the same situation, because we are able to change those deductions early on December 1st to capture the new premiums so that everything continues as normal. So this is just because you're a brand new client and we're currently not processing any payroll for you.
I think I can help explain to Kelly, and it's a transition to where we're at now, because we haven't been. So, as an example, we went through a plan change in October, which started in November 1st with new plan with new rates, but we didn't start in deductions until the revised deductions until November 1st. So, in a sense, the company was fronting. The company is, in a sense, fronts the bill, and then the employees are kind of paying back through their deductions. And this is just advancing it that month. We'll talk about that offline amongst ourselves, and I'll help explain that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. If you know, yeah, you can let me know if you don't want us to recapture that fourth, you know, what would you like us to do? But in order for us, as you can understand, the invoices are due on the 1st of every month. So this is why we do the medical is the biggest expense. So that's what we collect in advance. But certainly, if you you know, if you need us to, once you and I, you know, talk offline and make a final decision on that, then what we can do is, as the employees make their election, we can email them back if there are going to be any extra recaptures. We can email you those specific amounts, because it all depends on what plan you're electing. You know, if you're doing employee only, the amount's going to be a lot less than if you're adding your spouse or children or family to the plan. Then those amounts are going to be significant because the dependent coverage is more expensive.
Right.
What if you're not electing any plan?
That's not an issue. You're not paying
What was the question?
I said, what if you're not electing any plan?
Oh, yeah, no, you can. Yep, you can waive everything, and we won't be double collecting from you.
Correct. Thank you, Naomi. So just going back to this form, since it's up on the screen, for those of you that are waiving, we still need to collect that data. So you'll still need to complete this section A, which is your personal demographics. Then you're going to complete section F and G. So that's if you're waiving. So A, F, and G for those of you that are waiving. We just need to capture why you're waiving as well. All of the benefits are a la carte, so you can roll just the dental and waive everything else for yourself and dependents. You can enroll in just the vision, so everything is separate from each other. There's nothing that, you know, tied to each other. Then on this section C, if you're going to enroll in plan 1 or 2, which are your high deductible health plans, you just need to indicate in this little area how much you're going to put into your HSA account. As a reminder, we have the annual limits for 2021. So take a look at that and just return this form to us, like I said, by the 23rd of November, which is next week, so we can process the form. And then the second form that we need is the life insurance form. That is the MetLife form. And those are the 2 mandatory things that we need back. And with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Just since everybody's on the line, you guys can understand there was the same sort of typical concerns of, oh my gosh, are we starting over with? No. Everything is still the same. It's just CBR has been brought on board to enhance the amount of benefits that we can provide. I think, so that everybody hears me say it, the overall process of doing this with CBR is a little bit more expensive for Ethos, not much, but a little bit. But the savings that it presents to everybody being able to get more benefits was extremely worth it for me personally, and just rewarding to be able to make sure we can give everybody a better deal on what they're getting out there. So, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
So hopefully that everybody can appreciate it and take advantage of what you can. Don't leave benefits on the table if you want them.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially that life insurance, you know, the guaranteed issue amount. That's a great opportunity to buy up a little bit more than what the company is contributing. Even if you can't afford the full $200,000, you know, maybe an additional $50,000 policy, $100,000 might be a good starting point. But yeah, take advantage of those guaranteed issue benefits, because this is the only time that they're available to you. You know, if you waive them all, the voluntary life, short-term and long-term, in the future, you will have to go through underwriting. So, yeah, review all of the information. You know, if you do need to take it home to your spouse, discuss it and figure out what you want to elect for 2021. Olina will be back in the office on Friday, but in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to me if any questions come up. I will do my best to assist you.
Will we be doing this all again once we get our 401k stuff lined up?
So for the 401k, our plan advisor, his name is Sky Parker. So Sky will be scheduling a meeting with that. Sky and Nick will partner to review the 401k and how that works and enrollment. The enrollment process for that is very, very easy, and that is done online. So they will be sending you a link. So, yes, once that plan is ready, they'll probably will want to do another online meeting with everyone to review the 401k.
Okay. And you guys will hear me say it again. Almost everybody here is eligible for it. I think Andy's the next one to become eligible, and the last one. But
Okay.
we do offer matching, so when that comes up, don't leave money on the table. A lot of you neglected that last year. Yeah, exactly.
So,
And it sounds like I want to make sure Mario's in the room, because if he has any questions on his online new hire packet, let me know if you need help, or if you want to call me directly so that I can assist you and walk you through it. It is super easy to do online.
Okay.
All right. He's nodding his head.
all right.
What was
so,
that?
Is that it?
Okay, that's
so,
it. Thank you
yes.
so much. You guys, thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys. I will
Got
follow
it.
up with an email with the items that I have to send over. And if there's any questions, please feel free to contact us.
All right. Thank you, Leticia.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.